International students around the country are in fear of their visas being revoked.
City Council hears from the community on the recent publication ban.
Hawaii to increase state taxes for future tourists.
All this and more on OC News.
This just now in tech news, first responder on police. There's been a lot of collaborative efforts.
I feel blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to OC News. My name is Alex Heitman.
And my name is Hope Ferris. Thank you for tuning in for our second show of the evening.
The state of California is taking legal action against President Donald Trump for the following tariff policies. California is accusing President Donald Trump of illegally using emergency powers to impose sweeping global tariffs. Governor Gavin Newsom says the tariffs hurt California families and businesses by inflating prices and disrupting supply chains. The lawsuit argues Trump needed congressional approval and overstepped his authority. A federal judge is fast-tracking a probe to see if Trump administration is following orders to help return the wrongly deported Maryland man.
A federal judge is ramping up pressure on the Trump administration, ordering expedited fact-finding to determine if it's complying with her directive to help return a Maryland man wrongly deported to El Salvador. She's expressed growing frustration with the Justice Department lawyers and told them to clear their calendars and come back with direct answers. Meanwhile, Senator Chris Van Hollen flew to El Salvador to try to meet with Kilmar Obergo Garcia, but was denied access both in person and by phone.
If your morning cup of coffee has gotten more expensive lately, there's a global reason behind it. New tariffs on coffee imports are percolating through every supply chain. Guadalupe Caballero has more.
Coffee isn't just a beverage, it's a daily ritual for millions. In fact, according to the 2024 National Coffee Association's report, 67% of Americans drink coffee every day, the highest level in over 2 decades, but lately it has started costing more.
Keep doing it anyways, honestly. But yeah, it does get expensive when you think about it.
It's kind of like the exception purchase.
In March, the U.S. imposed a 50% tariff on coffee imported from several Latin American countries, including Brazil, the world's largest coffee producer. Coffee beans are sourced from various regions globally, as cultivating coffee within the U.S. is challenging due to the unstable climate and solid conditions. As a result, the U.S. relies heavily on imported to meet domestic demand.
Changes in our menu pricing more than once since I've been here. I would say a lot of the time it's given that the price of coffee, green bean, has gone up by like 3 times of what it's been. So now it's just a little more scarce.
Shops like this one are not only feeling the pressure of rising labor or rent costs, but now something that's happening overseas. The new tariffs on imported coffee are driving up wholesale prices. These costs you will find in your daily coffee.
Price of an alternative milk will cost. They'll like say, oh, well, I'll just get this instead. And that's kind of what it's been, but for the most part, people kind of understand that.
In a recent update, President Donald Trump announced a pause on these tariffs for 90 days. For now, coffee prices stopped getting affected, but once the tariffs are put back in place, prices will increase. I'm Guadalupe Caballero, reporting for OC News.
The Trump administration has revoked visas for more than 600 international students and scholars at U.S. universities, triggering legal action and campus backlash. The Trump administration has revoked visas for over 600 international students, faculty, and researchers across at least 90 universities, including 4 at Cal State Fullerton and 70 across the CSU system. A new lawsuit claims that some revocations were based on minor traffic stops or dismissed charges and calls for the reinstatement of visas already pulled. It's still unclear if all affected students must leave the country immediately.
Last week, we covered the Fullerton City Council's ban on non-governmental publications on government property. Last night, the City Council met for the first time since voting the policy through 4-1. The ban, which removed the Daily Titan and the Fullerton Observer from the City Hall, the police station, and relegated the papers to the back of the library, was met with opposition last night as citizens spoke against the policy during the public comment. Among the speakers were Daily Titan Editor-in-Chief Emily Wilson and Faculty Advisor Dr. Frank Russell. Mayor Pro Tem Shana Charles, a public health professor at Cal State Fullerton, switched her position, making a motion to add rescinding the policy to the next meeting's agenda. On May 6, this was seconded by the City Council member Ahmad Zara, the only opposition at the April 1st meeting that saw the policy pass.
A project that started in 2001 with only 8 shirts has grown into an educational opportunity for students that is displayed on campus every April. Janet Gareka is live with more.
Thanks, Hope. I'm standing outside of Titan Health, who hosted today's event with Waymakers. Their installation, called The Clothesline Project, highlights sexual survivor stories using t-shirts.
They empower survivors to share their story, their experience in a way that's safe and comfortable to them. They are empowered to share any component or element of their healing journey and utilize that to educate our community or to show solidarity to other survivors. And I think that they're our best teachers.
In a way, it's really sad, but I think it's also really meaningful because, like, growing up, I wish I had something like this, like a project like this, that I would be able to, like, kind of, like, know that I'm also not alone. And I think it's really important, even though it's, like, a hard topic for students to see and know that there are resources.
We have a number of events throughout the month. The Clothesline Project today is our first kind of big public-facing event. Next week, we're going to be doing a Healing Through Yoga event, which is part of our Healing Spaces series that we've been doing throughout the entire academic year. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be doing Denim Day, which is another large public-facing event. It'll be back here on Titan Walk. It's an opportunity for allies to show their support and solidarity with survivors by wearing denim, and it's a way to say that they are standing up against rape culture, that they're rejecting victim blaming, and that they won't accept violence in their relationships or their communities.
For more information, Titans can contact Titan Health for additional resources and upcoming events. I'm Jana Oreka with OC News. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thousands gathered at Folsom Lake College as Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez brought their fighting oligarchy tour to town. Bernie Sanders and AOC were at Folsom on Tuesday, drawing a crowd of nearly 30,000 at Folsom Lake College. The two called out billionaires like Elon Musk and slammed Republican Congressman Kevin Kiley, accusing him of siding with the wealthy over working families. Supporters said the rally gave them hope and a sense of unity in the fight for economic justice.
The Pentagon placed a third senior appointee on administrative leave Wednesday as a part of an ongoing internal investigation. Colin Carroll, the Chief of Staff for Deputy Secretary of Defense Steve Feinberg, was put on leave Wednesday, following 2 other senior political appointees who were removed on Tuesday. Sources say this is a part of a broader purge of officials who disagreed with the Chief of Staff under Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, raising concerns about internal conflicts within the Pentagon. Nearly 1 in 6 women and 1 in 22 men are victims of sexual assault. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I went out to see what Titan Health is doing all month long.
Every 68 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted. This month is Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Awareness months are important opportunities to really give dedicated attention to an issue, a cause, a concern, and to really give attention and to just put our awareness there, especially for things that are so normalized, ignored, are difficult to talk about.
Seeing kind of the impact also, but giving survivors the voice to kind of, share what they need to share and get off their chest.
Throughout the month, Titan Health will also have the Titan Health Hut that allows for peer-to-peer education on campus. This month, focusing on their annual campaign to raise awareness, support survivors, and engage communities on the topic of sexual assault.
An opportunity for the community to come together and say, we care about this and we care about people that have been impacted by these experiences.
Clothesline Project is one of many initiatives that aim to show support and spread awareness for victims of abuse. The visual display displays different colored t-shirts in honor of victims and their stories, and this is just one of many events happening on campus this month.
We're doing a Healing Through Yoga event next week. We're doing Denim Day at the end of the month, which is one of the other signature events of Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Events and the Titan Health Hut will be at locations across campus all month long. With OC News, I'm Hope Ferris.
Next, we look at this week's weather report.
And a change at one of your favorite travel destinations after the break.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one. Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
Now, let's check in on what Mother Nature has planned for us this week. Brianna Delgadillo has your weather forecast.
Thank you, Hope. Let's break down this week's forecast because let's be real, your outfit and your vibe depend on it. Expect a chilly start to the week with partly cloudy skies. Currently, it's 66 degrees with a low of 55 degrees. There will be a light breeze at 6 miles per hour. Humidity levels are at 42%. And then early risers caught the sunrise at 6:19 a.m. and we can expect the sunset at 7:23 p.m. this evening. Looking ahead at this week on Thursday, it's going to stay cool with cloudy skies. Highs will be around 63 degrees and a low of 55 degrees. So you might want to grab a jacket and bonus points if it matches your shoes. On Friday, it will remain cloudy with a high of 62 degrees and a low of 50 degrees. All right, Fullerton, this is where it gets better. Saturday is bringing the sunshine with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 52 degrees. And it's finally to feel like spring, remembered. Finally to feel like spring break again. Even Sunday, Fun Day, is bringing sunshine with partly cloudy skies and still bringing the fun. Highs will be around 75 degrees. And on Monday, temperatures will remain cool with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 54 degrees. And now shifting from the skies to the ground, a sudden earthquake rattled parts of Southern California on Monday. This video taken on a cell phone inside a San Diego office captures the moment the 5.2 magnitude earthquake hit. You can see the computer screens visibly shaking as the building trembles. The person behind the camera says the shaking lasted about 15 to 20 seconds. According to the U.S. Geological Survey map, the quake was felt throughout Southern California and into Mexico. Luckily, there have been no reports of injuries or damage. That is it for this week's forecast. Whether you're stuck in class or dancing in the desert at Coachella, keep cool, and as always, stay sunny, Titans. Back to you guys at the desk.
A federal judge ruled against the Trump administration on Tuesday in a case involving alleged fraud in the Biden-era clean energy program. The ruling unfreezes $20 billion for projects like solar energy arrays and efficiency upgrades for small businesses. 8 nonprofits sued Citibank and the Trump administration, claiming the Environmental Protection Agency unlawfully terminated the program. The judge ordered the funds to be released Thursday at 2 p.m. With the money to be distributed as promised, Citibank agreed to unfreeze the funds, but the Trump administration plans to appeal the decision.
April 14th through the 18th marks National Student Employment Week, and CSUF is recognizing student workers who help run the campus every day. Reporter Violetta Sanchez shares how student employees are making a difference behind the scenes.
Take 3. It's Student Employment Week here at Cal State Fullerton, and I learned from the staff about the impact student employees have across campus. I also talked to the students themselves about the recognition and growth they receive from their jobs.
It means a lot to me because it just makes me feel proud of what I do.
Our student employees are really there, serving as the backbone of the institution. A lot of what we do in our department relies on the support offered from the student employees.
Nice to have like a week where we're recognized for the work that we do here for students and for the campus. It's really rewarding to like help peers when they're struggling in the subjects that you have taken already, so like you've been there and you can help them out not only with the actual material but help them out with like studying tips and stuff like that.
I started on the campus long ago as a student assistant. I have many of my peers and colleagues that started off as student assistants because you fall in love with the work, right? Helping students is amazing. You can't overstate how important the program is to have student assistants. It grows them and it assists us and so many ways. CSUF squared, educated here, employed here, once a Titan, always a Titan.
From front desk to behind the scenes, student workers help keep CSUF running. Even though it's a week-long celebration, student employees matter here all year long. In Fullerton, Violetta Sanchez with OC News.
Dozens of environmental groups rallied at Hawaii's state capitol on Tuesday, urging lawmakers to pass an environmental stewardship fee to protect the state's natural resources. On Tuesday, environmental groups were calling on lawmakers to pass an environmental stewardship fee before the legislative session ends. The proposed fee would be paid by visitors to help fund critical protection efforts in removing invasive species, restoring native forests. Advocates say it's a necessary step as federal funding dries up and climate threats such as wildfires, floods, and hurricanes grow. They're urging the state to act now for the sake of Hawaii's people, land, and future. Coming up after the break, a pro golfer reaches a major milestone and an NBA Finals prediction from our sports anchor.
And a look at an egg-citing holiday event. We'll be right back.
Smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
What does it take to discover the greatness within you? It takes resilience.
When I first got to Cal State Fullerton, I felt lost. Then I found my community. It was like a caring family cheering me on.
I wasn't sure about being a chemist. My professors showed me I could. People believed in me here, and I learned to believe in myself. Discover the resilience within you at Cal State Fullerton.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
My dad showcased a sense of love that I never had before. It felt like it was something that I've always wanted. I mean, he's not only my parent, like he's like my best friend.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
A well-known golfer earned a coveted honor. Connor Raleigh has the details in sports. Connor?
It's the moment golf fans have been waiting for more than a decade to witness. Rory McIlroy finally wins the Masters. On a sun-soaked Sunday in Augusta National, McIlroy delivered a masterclass in composure, precision, and patience, capping off a historic run with the birdie on 18 in a playoff versus Justin Rose. With that final stroke, the four-time major champion claimed his green jacket, and with it, completed a career Grand Slam, a feat only 5 other golfers in history have ever achieved. It's a story of redemption for McIlroy, who faced heartbreak at Augusta before, most notably in 2011, when a final round collapse cost him his first shot at the title. 4 majors later, and countless close calls on this hallowed ground, Rory came into 2025 with quiet confidence, and this time he delivered. In his own words, it was the one he wanted the most. Now, it's finally his. CSUF baseball has been crushing recently, especially last night with Pepperdine coming to town. Cal State Fullerton took the field last night in a non-conference matchup against the Waves, and the Titans came out swinging. It all started in the first inning when Andrew Kirchner launched a solo shot to left, continuing his tear at the plate and giving Fullerton an early lead. In the second, Nico Lombardi dropped a blooper into center field that found grass and brought home another run, making it 2-0 Titans. Then, in the third, it was Isaiah Gomez ripping a shot off the wall and left, a 2-run double that stretched the lead to 4-0. Fast forward to the 6th inning, and Kirchner wasn't done. He blasted his second home run of the night, this one a no-doubter, and the Titans were rolling with a 9-0 advantage. Fullerton never looked back, cruising to a 13-3 victory in dominant fashion and moving back to an even 500 on the season. Next up, a huge weekend series against Long Beach State in the always intense 7-mile rivalry. Now it's time for the greatest NBA prediction you have ever seen. Hit me. If you thought my March Madness picks were bad, boy, you're in for a treat. Looking at the bracket, last night, the Orlando Magic defeated the Hawks to take the 7th seed and play the Boston Celtics, which, that's easy. Magic in 5. Going up to the 1 seed, I don't think anybody who plays the Thunder is going to beat them, so I got the Thunder moving on. Same thing in the East with the Cavs. I think they got it. Now our 4 and 5 matchups, that's where things get good. We got the Nuggets and the Clippers, but I don't think anyone can stop Nikola Jokic, so I got the Nuggets. And for the Pacers and Bucks, who's going to stop Giannis? I got the Bucks. Now, the Lakers and the Timberwolves. I hate the Lakers. Go Timberwolves. For the Knicks and Pistons, I think the Pistons are a sneaky team. After having one of the worst seasons ever, they're now the 6th seed. So I got them beating the Knicks. Now for our 2 and 7 seed matchups, like I said, Magic in 5, obviously. And the Rockets, I think they beat anyone they play. So I think that's all going to be good. Now the rest of the playoffs, it doesn't matter because the Orlando Magic are the best team in the NBA. Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, and my boy Cole Anthony, they're going to take us to the sunset. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. Now, that's all for the sports from me. Back to Hope and Alex at the desk.
Easter is right around the corner. And this week, the city of Irvine is back with a popular event to celebrate. Justin Rosette has the story. Justin Rosette has the story.
This is our first time doing the egg extravaganza. We usually come for pumpkins and we'll come for the Christmas train ride. So it's not our first time, but first time for the eggs. But it's been a great day. It's not too hot, kind of overcast, so it makes it nice to let the kids just run around and have some fun.
We love Irvine Park. We've been coming here for many years on different occasions for all the holidays. It's always a fun family day. They have the train, they have all sorts of activities and games and face painting, so it's a tradition for our families.
So what's been your favorite part of the event today? What do you like best?
I like seeing the Easter bunny.
And Q.
This year's Easter egg extravaganza ends this Saturday, April 19th. Make sure to get here on time so you do not miss out on the fun. Now, for this Sunday, whether you're celebrating with an Easter egg hunt at home, or maybe going to church with family, or just spending time at home, we hope you have an excellent Easter Sunday. Alex and Hope, back to you guys at the desk.
A Minnesota police department might be barking up the right tree with a stress-sensing canine on their staff. Duke, a 2-year-old Labrador, is trained to sniff out stress for the Burnsville, Minnesota Police Department, using his powerful nose to detect cortisol, the body's stress hormone, and help claim people during critical incidents. Duke responds to mental health calls, support officers, and connects the community, bringing comfort when it's needed most. Do you have a dog that does that for you, Alex?
I don't, but I do have a cat and he loves to cuddle.
I'm glad you have that for you.
Well, that's all we have for you this week on OC News. Thank you for tuning in.
Our next show is next week at 4:45. In the meantime, follow us on social media at OC News CSUF and at Titan TV CSUF. Stay tuned.